And now we have the winners match of Ninkazi versus Doohickey. So, speaking of Ninkazi and Doohickey, spawning in the top right, we have the Blue Terran on Overgrowth LE, Guns N' Roaches Captain Ninkazi. And spawning in the bottom left, we have House of Renegades Red Protoss Doohickey.
Both players coming off a pretty impressive 2-0 of their respective opponents between True Rage and Purge. It's going to be interesting to see what they do against players of, I guess, as a more their caliber, I guess, without trying to insult the other two players in the group.
Yeah, I mean, the other two players were platinum, but they played very well, I felt.
Oh yeah, for the hands, yeah. I mean, both players had the chance to win their series, or at least take games off the respective players.
Yeah.
I guess it's just going to come down to, just recognizing when your window is open and when to take it.
And I don't know about Doohickey, but I can tell you that Ninkazi is a former Masters League player. And he has gotten, and he's very close yet again to Masters. He's, ever since he was demoted back to Diamond, he's been very close to that bubble for a long time. Plays Masters on ladder fairly regularly. He just hasn't been able to quite get that promotion. So, obviously, very solid player, and I think that Purge played very well against him as well. But here we are. They've already played their games, and now we're here with these. So we have what looks to be, so far, pretty standard openings from both players. No one's doing any kind of crazy cheese or anything, so some respect, at least to some degree, to each player. We do have a worker high five as the probe and the SCV see each other. This wall is already ready, and the Marine is also ready, so this probe isn't seeing... Oh, he lowers the depot. He really wants that. But he won't be getting it.
Really wanted it.
Is doing an engineering big block, again, just like against Purge. Do you think he's going to try to finish it so he can get the missile turret up again?
Could be. Maybe. I guess it comes down to the micro of the Zealot against this SCV. Because he could.
With this, yeah, I think Zealot is a little bit earlier than Purge's was to defend this, so it looks like, yeah, he's just going to get out of there. He will not be finishing it.
Yeah, just canceling it once the gets low enough to actually cancel. Doohickey's got to hit probe up near the would-be normal fourth base if you're Zerg. Just chilling there, interested to see if he's going to throw down any proxy pylons.
Right.
I doubt it'll be a proxy Stargate since the Robo Bay is already...
Yep. Well, Robo Facility.
That thing. I'm bad with Protoss structures. I just know that one spits out stuff.
We already had Robo Bay coming down. But one big difference that we already see from Doohickey that Purge did not do against this opening from Ninkazi is Doohickey has remembered to make his mothership. Which, if we remember correctly, Purge died to a push that he probably could have held if he had the mothership core. So I think we'll see this game go very differently, assuming that the rest of the game plays out the same.
Most definitely. Ninkazi doing his same thing he did against Purge, the Widow Mine drop.
Widow Mine drop.
Marine push.
These two Widow Mines here already made, ready for this medevac that's about to pop out. He should just load him right up. Yep, there he goes, and he boosts on out of there with the Marines marching across the map as well. Trying to push the front, dropping the main.
Yeah, but with this mothership core, it's going to make life, I think, pretty easily, or more easy for Doohickey to actually hold this with Photon Overcharge being ready before the Widow Mine drop even arrives. What is going to hurt though is he just has the one stalker, or the second stalker just now finishing.
I didn't notice. Did you see if this observer that's going across the map saw the Marines? I know it was close.
It might have seen it, because he's pulled the mothership core down to the low ground.
Yep, and there goes the photon overcharge.
And here comes
and then
the
there's
medevac.
the
Oh, no.
medevac
no,
with the
probes.
mines, and there's no observer. We need. Oh, there is an observer here, but it just needs to move a little bit. Okay, there's another one. Okay.
Down goes the medevac. Doohickey handled that extremely nicely. He just got to get his probes back to work, and there they go.
He lost 3 probes, which 3 probes for the cost of a medevac, 2 widow mines, and what was that? 5 marines, 6 marines. I mean, that is very good. He can feel very happy about all of that. He is still slightly behind in supply, but he has a lot more invested in the tech. Ninkasi just has, he's getting engineering base down now, where Doohickey is already pumping out a Colossus, and it is getting chrono boosted out. He's really going to have this Colossus ready.
Oh yeah, and Ninkasi, wasting a scan to kill the observer. I think that just let the observer just chill there because you haven't really shown anything.
He's still got the mines first that he wants to protect, but there's still 3 more observers on the field. So I think he really needed to have that scan be a mule instead.
Yeah, either that or at least scan Doohickey's main and see that, hey, there's already a Colossus.
He doesn't need. He sees nothing with this, other than that there's 4 probes in Doohickey's gas.
Yeah.
But he didn't get anywhere near enough damage that he needed to get done with that attack. He delayed his command center a ton. He's behind, if only slightly, on workers, and although he has mules that he's not using, so he doesn't have mules, so he can't be ahead. But he's also really, really behind on tech is the major problem.
Can I just say that scan that Ninkasi just dropped in the main of Doohickey missed the Robo Bay by 1 pixel. So Ninkasi saw the 2 forges, the Robo, and the 2 gateways, but didn't see the Robo Bay. So these Colossus is going to be a humongous surprise, especially since there's no Vikings in production or even on the field. It's just Marines and medevacs at this point in time, with Stim not even ready yet. I think Ninkasi is going to be in for a kind of a big surprise when he walks up here and sees two Colossus with range ready to play.
I agree. Although it is worth pointing out that basically that is what Doohickey has. I mean, he's got 6 stalkers and 2 zealots, but in a mothership core. But basically, what he has going for him is 2 Colossus with range. If Ninkasi can either snipe those or get some Vikings out, he can really have a strong advantage in this game again.
So actually, I misspoke. Range just started pretty much for Doohickey. I thought he'd already finished that.
Yeah, me too. I don't. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. So maybe Couchy was right. Maybe we are worth casters NA.
Hey, at least we got an award. But anyway.
An award?
Yeah.
Oh, that award.
But anyway.
Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm worth caster NA.
Here we go.
All right. We have stimming forward. Are there any observers nearby for these widow mites?
Yeah, there is.
Yep, there's one.
Going right there.
He sees it with the stand, so he knows where it is.
Ninkasi's picking up his...
going for the doom drop.
He's going to catch Doohickey moving away.
He's going to drop into the main? I don't like that. I mean, so Doohickey's pushing forward. Well, I mean, I assumed that Doohickey would have just backed up and defended it. But obviously he did not. So it's also a very good position for him to drop because he can actually snipe these buildings.
He's not focus firing the Marines at all. He could have killed the Robo Bay.
He could have killed the Robo Bay.
But with that now, range finishes.
Man,
I don't like how Ninkasi handled that at all. I feel like if he would have focus fired down the Robo Bay, he would have been in a much better situation. Because no more Colossus. You stop range.
He could have forced the cancel on the range, and these Widow Mines didn't even get any shots off because of their positioning. And since the Colossus had range, they could just shoot them without getting hit.
Yeah. Proxy pylon
Although
already
he's
finishing.
getting to get okay, now the probes are going back to work. Ninkazi is still very even in supply. He actually has a worker lead after all of this. But what I would like to see from Nikazi, he's grabbing some extra barracks. Okay, he is going setting up the third command center. He
Yeah.
is taking that spot. I think it's interesting that he's taking the aggressive location. Um,
Yeah, I know in TVZ this is your preferred third spot, but I don't know
is you
if you would
can
really want it there in against Protoss. Um, there's just 3 Vikings for 4 Colossus. This could get rough for Nikazi. Yeah, that
yeah, he just does not have. He doesn't have enough Marauders. He doesn't have enough Vikings.
he just doesn't have enough stuff in
He's
general
got
to
some
combat.
Vikings coming, but those stalkers are just going to kill them.
Yeah, it was. I think that's what really hurt Nikazi the worst,
And
was
there's
just
more of stalkers coming in from the left flank. Um, he's retreating all of his workers into his main base, but these stalkers, they do have blink. They'll just be able to blink right on in um, and just kill everything.
yeah. But that's
So,
if Doohickey feels like committing up this ramp.
I think he
'Cause-
does.
Yeah,
It's 75 army supply to 24. I think he can commit up the ramp. In the
yeah,
Stark, the Colossi don't even need to commit up the ramp. They just walk over the side.
yeah.
Also, another thing I noticed is look at Ninkazi's supply depots. He had to call down a lot of supply. Those could have been mules. They could have been scans. They could have done a lot to help him.
Yeah.
He is trying to float this orbital. Okay, now he throws the GG.
There's
He
the
knows
GG.
there's no fighting back from that point. And so game one goes to Doohickey.
Very, very well played by Doohickey. Doohickey also being able to hide the Colossus tech from Nikazi for pretty much what felt like forever. And unlike 2 scans, well, the first scan that he threw down on his natural, the Colossus was rallied to the natural, but Doohickey stopped it before it even got into the scan, which was huge. And then not being able to see the Robo Bay in the main with the second scan was also huge. Um, Nikazi just got unlucky that game. I think if Nikazi saw all that or sees all that earlier, he's more prepared for it. He's got more Marauders, more Vikings, more ways to handle it. But game two, gonna be on Deadwing, humongous map. Gonna be interesting. It's got I think macro screamed all over it, but you never know what people feel like doing.
Right.
Random creeper in the background for your other
That's my
XOA.
twin brother. Everyone say hello to my twin brother. Twin brother, say hello to the world.
To Hello World.
Okay, so yeah, I do think you're right about the things that Nkazi did well and got a bit unlucky on. Obviously, Doohickey just, I don't know, I feel like that game, Doohickey just outplayed him. Um, like, it was close, but the little things add up.
Yeah, the small little things like having to call down 2 supply depots. Those, like you said, could have been mules or a third scan to actually see. Oh, hey, there's 2 Colossus already out. I need to start my Viking
I need
production.
Vikings. Yeah. So yeah, we're loading up onto Deadwing for game two here, and here we go. Spawning in the top right of Deadwing LE, up 1-0. We have our Red Protoss playing for House of Renegades, Doohickey. And then spawning in the bottom right of Deadwing, we have our Blue Terran, the captain of Guns and Roaches, Ninkazi.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what Nikazi wants to do differently, if anything, from game one going into game two. It is a best of 3
Mm-hmm.
on a humongous map where anything is possible at this point. Proxy 2-Rex, Proxy Stargate, anything.
However, they do have the vertical spawns,
Oh yes,
so their
which
airspace is really close. Um,
yeah.
I don't know if Ninkazi will try to go for the Widowmine drops again. He might do something else, but what I would like to see from Doohickey is maybe some airplay, some air toss going on.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't.
maybe an Oracle.
Yeah, I think if the Hookie was to open up with a proxy Oracle, or even a delayed Oracle, would catch Nikazi extremely off guard. Um, but likewise with getting the vertical spawns for Deadwing, Nikazi can actually expand toward Doohickey while attacking him directly. Everything is in a straight vertical line, so everything flows better.
Hmm.
Um, just what's the word I'm trying to think of? Exo. I
I
just
don't
had
know
it.
the word.
Okay.
Sorry. All right, I
We're on
don't
the
know the
wrong
word.
channel.
Unfortunately, I cannot read your mind through the powers of the internet. But what I can
Oh,
tell you is
darn.
that now I forgot what I was going to say too. We really suck tonight.
Well,
So this probe is getting into Ninkazi's base, and it sees that there's no gas. It sees an
no
orbital
re-
finishing, um, and it just sees a bunch of SCVs. It doesn't see much of anything.
no, and it's not getting out of there a lot.
Which seeing nothing can mean a lot. Obviously, seeing no gas means that he knows there's a lot of things he can afford to do because Kinkazi won't really be able to get the map control with the Reaper soon. So
Additional supply
Doohickey can just
depots
get out on the
required.
map. He can just go and try to have a presence. He can put down all the forward pylons he would want in the world. Um, Kinkazi does throw down the supply depot to try to delay the Nexus a little bit.
Ooh,
I don't think that was worth 100
no.
minerals and two cancel depots and an SCV to delay a Nexus by 10 seconds.
Yeah. Doohickey's taking his second gas with Ninkazi taking both of his gases. This looks like one of Polt's openers that he's done throughout his entire career. Polt has, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The
Which, yeah, yeah. Sorry, finish your thought.
that was about it because the thought kind
Oh,
of
okay. All right, yeah.
hopped on that SCV that got patty kicked to death.
Yeah.
Um,
But Ninkazi basically worships Folk. He worships Folk. So he really, I know he studies his games very closely. So I'm sure this isn't the only build in his repertoire that he's copied from Captain America himself. But
right.
I think that it's something that I'm sure he practices a lot. It's probably one of the more typical ones for him to do when he pulls them out.
Yeah, most definitely. Finishing up here for Doohickey with the first Observer getting in production. Interesting, a Marauder and Stim starting a lot earlier than it did in Game 1, which
Right.
is two Marauders, actually.
Which is
Um,
interesting considering how much later the gases were.
yeah, you do have an extremely good point there. I'm interested to see what the second tech lab is. Nikazi going to do combat shields, or is he going to do concussive shells?
I think he's going to do concussive shells, considering the pumping out the Marauders now, and he's got his engineering base coming down as well, so he'll be able to get on the upgrades soon. But we've got a robotics bay coming down for Doohickey, so it looks
Yeah.
like he wants to get into Colossi again. He wants to go for. Do you think he's going to wind up wanting a third base, or do you think he's going to do some kind of two-base push?
I think Doohickey will throw down the third Nexus, but still hit that two-base timing.
So try to expand behind the push.
Right. Or just bluff. But see, look, I want to play a longer game. there's my third base to try to catch Ninkazi with his pants down a little bit.
Right. And okay, so Ninkazi's getting a little deeper for the space. Doesn't want any warp prisms or
Shenanigans.
oracles, void rays. Just catching him by surprise.
Yeah, that is extremely true. Observer seeing everything, just chilling there at the front door with a nice little Terran bio powwow. Missile turrets going down, trying to deny scouting from those pesky observers.
Yep.
Interested to see the swap here onto the starport for the reactor. It's probably gonna be 2 medevacs coming out. Instead, there's 1 medevac. Once he gets to the middle, it's probably a second medevac. First
Yep.
Colossus is out. Twilight
And
Council.
extended thermal lance has started.
Yeah, Twilight Council coming down before the Forge. That is different, to say the least. At least in my experience.
Double forge, so he's gonna get some upgrades going. But
Yeah, it's one of those. Nikazi. I think Nikazi needs to drop a scan down onto the main of Doohickey
he
to at
does-
least see
he's gonna
what
take
is
his-
coming.
Well, he wants to take his third, it looks like. Which
Yeah. And there it goes.
right, 1-1's finishing up now for our Terran.
Combat shield's just now starting though.
Yeah.
I feel that is super late for Ninkazi.
Yeah, and he yeah, I don't think he did he. Yeah, he never grabbed concussive shells. He never did anything with the other tech lab other than make how many
The second
Marauders?
Marauder.
Did he make 2 Marauders out of it total?
Yeah,
and now he's back making Marines with it.
Yeah, it was really different to say the least. Why make a second tech lab and not utilize anything off of it?
And here we have Doohickey going up to, he's adding another 3 gates, so he's going to go up to, I think, if I can do math, he's going to go up to 6 gates.
Yep, 6 gateways.
And Blink is being worked on, and then also the 1-1 with the double forge that was mentioned earlier. So he does have somewhat supply lead, although he's blocked right now, but he's got this pylon finishing up.
Yeah, Doohickey really needs to get this observer moved off the natural and find the army of Ninkazi. He's seen it get rallied out. He should know there's the third CC over here since the SCV is transferring.
Yes, he should. And he should know roughly how big the army is because he's seen it trickle out as well. But I don't think he's seen the full size of it. So he probably has somewhat of an idea, but he doesn't really know.
Yeah, and he doesn't know where it is until right now.
Now he does. And honestly, he's pretty well equipped to deal with it. There's a lot of Marines in this army, and he's got 3 Colossi.
Yeah. Oh, that
Goes off to the side. I don't know if Doohickey noticed that. So here we have a Doomrop being rallied to go into Doohickey's main. It can do a lot of damage. Oh no, he knows it's coming.
Yeah.
He has Stalkers ready.
Yeah, because if not, it's gonna have to fly past the observer chilling just below the main. But Doohickey sees that there's still no Vikings on the map at all. Ninkazi not paying attention to there. Wow, actually didn't lose the second medevac full of units. I don't think Doohickey was paying attention to that as he begins to push in here to take out the third base of Ninkazi.
Yep. And however, meanwhile, back in oh no, this drop's getting completely cleaned up. The photons overcharged. Yep. Ninkazi needs to get out of there.
So
and he's getting his third base, and his army is completely force fielded off at this ramp.
Yeah.
And Doohickey's just going to back up, and he's going to be fine. He's got 4 Colossi, and they all have shields at least. 3 of them are at full health. It's looking scary.
With a 5th one just not coming out. The one thing Ninkazi has for him is the +3 is just the sheer upgrades. But with nothing to combat the 4 Colossus, I don't foresee Ninkazi holding this.
he's pumping up 4 Vikings at a time. So if he can just buy some time, he should be able to at least hold this push. Although he's down to 27 workers, 26, and
Yeah,
it's not much. He does have a lot of Marauders left in his army now, though, so
yeah.
he can kind of take some of this damage. He's killed one Colossus, and another one's almost dead, and another one's without shields. So, and he's got more army popping out right now, so he should, in theory, be able to kill this army. But I don't think he'll be able to survive the follow-up
I
push.
don't foresee because he's pulled the boys to try to hold this. It's not looking
Yeah.
good for Ninkasi. Oh, he's on top of the Colossus. That is
He
huge.
does get on top of the Colossus, and the boys are they're gonna live. He could probably stop pulling them.
Yeah.
Although he does repair that orbital command, he cannot afford to go down to 1 base.
Yeah, he cannot afford. Well, he'd be good.
Oh no, he does. That's right. He didn't. I'm sorry. I thought
Yeah.
he killed the third. He just went on to kill the rest of the base.
Yeah. That was extremely well handled by Ninkasi.
Although, yes, he can mule, which is very important, but he does have a 28 worker deficit.
Oh shoot. Whitey's out.
And meanwhile, there's a huge income lead for Doohickey, and he's just going to be able to capitalize on it. He's got Storm being researched now. He has his Zealots, they have their legs. He's chrono boosting the robotics facility doing nothing. So I guess Ninkasi has that going for him. But so this observer here is still not looking at anything. I'd like to see Doohickey just doing a little better with that. That scan sees absolutely nothing. Doesn't even see the army that's just to the right of it. So his army is positioned here to attack, but he doesn't know that there's 2 Colossi, a bunch of Stalkers, and some Zealots here with charge. He hasn't seen the Zealots at all game, so he doesn't know that they have charge. That'll be a surprise to him, and it'll be a big problem. He's already pre-split for it, and he does see them charge forward, and he's going to decide to head home. He decides he doesn't need this factory anymore, I'm assuming, and he's just going to scout with it. Although he might try to do something cheeky with late game proxy factory, but probably not. So Storm's going to finish up here, and this warp prism is going to get largely deflected. There was a drop in the main. The Zealots are going to get some worker kills, but not many. Only a few, I think. What
Yeah.
I'd like to see Ninkasi do, though, is... Okay, there's the rest of his Vikings. So he does have 7 Vikings, which is good to repel the Colossi, but I don't know how well he'll be able to do against all of these High Templars. There's 5 High Templars with Storm ready to go on the map.
Did Ninkasi see that?
The High Templars? No, as far as he has not seen it.
Oh. That's going to be another humongous wake-up call for
He hasn't
Ninkasi.
even seen the archive at all, so he doesn't know that they're there. He doesn't know there's Storm. While you were gone, he
rebounded well.
He didn't see any of the army. He has like nearly a 40 supply deficit, so I think he can hold this again, because his positioning can be good. That Storm does some solid damage on those Marauders, which is really to be hit.
That Storm on the high ground was just absolutely devastating.
It was.
It just annihilated the entire upper flank of Ninkasi's army.
There's just nothing left for Kazi here.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I mean, how did I miss that?
I don't know, but I don't foresee
Yeah.
Ninkasi. I just felt like he was just behind all game. But we should be seeing the double G's here in the near future. I don't know if he's hoping that it's just the sheer strength of the boys can will him to deflect this push again. But
Yep. Here it is.
GG comes out.
The
And with
GG.
that,
So Doohickey will advance to the round of 16, having won 2-0 over Ninkasi. We're going to go on another short break, and when we come back, we will have Truage versus Purge. So don't
The-
go anywhere.
The losers round.
Pull me close and you say you'll never run away. Think that love is a game and that we've gone insane. But what we have is what one spends a lifetime searching for. Just with you I feel amazing, never felt before. Why would I be so ashamed from what we're fighting for? I'm standing right at the gates, walking your stairway to heaven. Baby, I'm in love, and I can't get enough. I'm yours truly, 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 baby, truly. Baby, I'm in love. Can you feel alright? I'm yours truly, 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 baby, Pull me close and you say you'll never run away. You think that love is a game and that we've gone insane. But what we have is what one spends a lifetime searching for. Just with you I feel amazing, never felt before. Why would I be so ashamed from what we're fighting for? I'm standing right at the gates, walking your stairway to heaven. Baby, I'm in love, and I can't get enough. I'm yours truly, 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 baby, truly. Baby, I'm in love. Can you feel alright? I'm yours truly, 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 baby,
All right, and welcome back yet again to the Chowo Star League Group A. We already have had one player advance to the round of 16, and that was House
Doohickey.
Renegades Doohickey. Here we're going to have the first losers match of Purge versus Truage. Their first map will be Overgrowth. another CVP. So, Truage is spawning in the top right. He's our Red Zerg player from Team Bear Sloths. And at the bottom left, we have the green Protoss player from All Inspiration. It is Purge.
So it's going to be interesting to see what True Edge and Perch decide to do. Because unfortunately, one of these two awesome players who qualified from the 5-6 qualifiers, was it?
Well, there was 3 North American qualifiers, so I mean, there was
That's
like what qualifiers total.
six-ish. Six
But
ish
yeah.
because there's the 3 North American. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Unfortunately,
Okay. Oh wow! All right, so we have an 8 pool coming down from Truage. It is getting cheesy in here, and it is sharp. Although we do have a very early, well, not very early, but somewhat early probe scout coming from Purge. He should be able to see this, I think. Which wouldn't it be funny if he just cannons? But that doesn't look like it's happening because there's no
Yeah.
force.
it almost looks like Purge wants to either go Nexus first or a super late Forge.
Which
And
it looked
now
like
alarm bells are
but,
going off in his head.
He now knows what's happening. He has seen this, and he can try to prepare. He's still throwing down the forge. So I think he's going to try to just wall and make cannons.
Yeah,
Seems like a very solid play against an 8.
it's going to be rough. Because he needs a gateway, but then there's still that sliver of hole that a probe's going to have to use to fill the gap. But it's going to be rough.
I don't know. I mean, okay,
Zerg-
so the things are popping out now. He can.
Yeah.
All right, so he's gonna gateway, and no, he's gonna be able to just throw down the cannon. He will be able to make a complete wall if he needs to.
Yeah, but where's he putting
Doesn't
this?
feel like he's going to. What's he doing? All right, okay, so he's gonna throw down a pylon there, another pylon.
It's actually a cannon.
Yep, no, but cannon. But I think he's like, is he really gonna just have the probe on hold position?
I think he's got. I don't think that probe's on hold position. Yeah,
It's not.
no, it's
Okay,
not.
well, it's trapped and dead, but it did wind up making the pylon eventually.
Yeah, it did
Well,
its job.
And his gateway is finishing up, so I think we can expect. There's been no gas, so we'll see a zealot pop out of it. When it's going to production, and he holds it and he cancels that pylon, so he doesn't actually wall himself in.
Yeah.
Very well held from Purge, and Truly just going back into droning.
True Edge also has gas being mined right now. This
Yes.
could just be a massive speeding flood
It
If-
could,
if Purge is not careful.
and he throws down his hatchery and his natural now. So he does still have these 6 Zerglings here. Well, one's going away to I assume the tower, but nope, doesn't look like it. Oh, he's going to go to the tower. So he's got 5 Zerglings here outside of the natural expansion of Purge, and I don't know what he plans to do with them. Probably nothing. Just kind of keep an eye on front of the base.
Yeah, poke and see what all is getting made. See if and when that +1 ground weapon starts.
Mm-hmm.
Purge has to be careful. He does have the probe out there at the Zalaga Tower. At some point, that probe's going to have to become Man of Steel and come in here and find out what True Edge is doing before it's too late. Because if you look right now, it's just 1 Zealot and 1 cannon. No Mothership Core, again, for Purge. We saw this when he played Ninkazi. He forgot the Mothership Core. If he forgets it against Zerg, it's even worse. Because Speedlings don't mess around.
No, they don't. Although, and we've got speed coming, and we've got the first. There's the other queen. So he's going to have both his queens, and he's going to have all the larvae in the world by the time that speed finishes. I think, yeah. So actually, it should time out so that when speed finishes, his first larva inject will be just finishing, or at least have just finished a few seconds beforehand.
Right.
So it's looking really solid, I think, for Truage to make a push for this. Although now he's got the sentry, so he could force field for a while.
Well, he's only got 1 sentry though. That's 1 force field.
He's getting a layer on his natural.
Oh.
That is a really awkward layer. and Roach Warren coming down.
Dear True Edge, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Here comes True Edge's Fat Phoenix Overlord coming in again. Sees the Robo and the second and third gateway. Gets thrown down just in the face of the Overlord.
Is he gonna?
I don't think he's going to cancel him.
Man. Literally no idea what this layer is for.
True Edge? See True Edge is the third base yet.
Oh no, I know what the layer's for. Burrow move roaches.
Burrow movement roaches, really?
I think so, because it wouldn't make sense for him to be getting Aspire because he's just threw down the Roach Warren. It's not so he can get his upgrades. He's just now putting down his first Evo chamber, and I think he's going to try to do
There's
some.
the Burrow.
Yep, there's the Burrow.
And a Hydra
it might not be Burrow move. It's at least Burrow, but okay, Hydra Den. So probably not Burrow move, but Burrow.
Right. So.
Okay.
So,
And
again,
here,
now you caught it.
Did you miss this? Yeah.
So it's funny. It's like, so how about that True Edge's third base, and you go off on a tangent on Burrow and Roaches?
I'm sorry. I missed it. I was just trying to think what the layer was for, and then I finally realized it as you said that, and yeah, it's gonna
Soul Train.
It's going for
The Immortal Sentry all-in is what it's starting to look like here.
yeah, but it's looking like definitely Immortal Sentry for Purge, which he has no idea about that third. He hasn't even seen True Edge's natural. He doesn't have any clue what this man is doing, and I think it'll catch him severely by surprise.
He's getting ready to get this wake-up call. This
True Edge sees the sentries, and I'm pretty sure that the Immortals were in range vision of the Zerglings as well.
Purge saw the drones going to that gold base right now. So it's going to be interesting to see. With Hydras coming out, Hydra's a great response to this. If there's not a lot of Zealots, Hydras are almost perfect. It's just what's going to come down to the actual engagement. He hasn't gotten Hydra range, has he? Or Hydra speed off creep, has he?
No, he hasn't gotten any upgrades from that Hydra.
Oh no! And a quick.
Great. So we're starting right now.
But what's going to be weird is I don't like this infestation pit.
I don't like it either. But
swarm hosts aren't going to do you any good.
Seen third. Wait, no, he's seen the creep. He knows it's there. He's seen the creep, or at least he should know it's there.
He's seen the creep, and he did see a Hydra come from that direction. So it's one of those. I feel like True Edge needs some roaches, just to tank, because he's got a lot of DPS in this army. Oh no, Purge can strike now and completely force field True Edge out.
But those I just kind of caught off guard. The Zerglings need to get in there.
That was huge. That was a humongous win for Purge. All those Hydras. The Hydras are what makes this push scary. For
a lot more stalkers. He just more than doubled the amount of stalkers he had in his army. So I mean, these Hydras are good, but so is Guardian's Shield, and frankly, so are stalkers.
Hydras are good, but I mean, that was such a great engagement for Purge. I just don't know what happened. I are confused. I don't know how these Hydras did it.
Well, they did it from. Oh, and he's still got a bunch more about to pop out, which.
Yeah, it's just
the warp prism is still there, so he's still warping in all these stalkers. So it's not held yet, but it's not killing him yet.
We're almost to the point where it's about to kill him.
And at this point, honestly, I think that the decision for the taking, I think what lost True Edge the game was taking Purge's gold base as his third, because when it came time to defend, you could not march the Hydralisks across the map fast enough.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it was a good play. I feel like if you would have taken the third base when he was making all the speedlings and all the Hydras. If you'd gotten Hydra speed off creep first, he could have kept True Edge or Purge on his side of the map. I mean, because if
Hmm.
you've got Speedlings and Fastras running around, I mean, what can you do? I mean, you can't just sit here and just move out because
Right.
if you move out off the ramp, you're surrounded.
Right. And another thing, like I think the idea to take the hatchery was good. He didn't use it correctly. He should
Right.
have been being very aggressive with that. He had all these zerglings and stuff. He could have been harassing the. He should have been poking the wall. He should have been trying to wait for the
Mhm.
Protoss to move out and then just immediately surround that army. But he
Right.
didn't do that. He just kind of played a little passively.
Right. I feel like True Edge needed to have both watchtowers. If you had both watchtowers, he could have saw the army come up
And
past
then
the.
he could have flanked. Yeah.
Yeah. It just it's just a vision game is what it comes down to. So getting ready for game two between Purge and True Edge. Yeah, on Expedition Lost. We haven't seen this one since the first series.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
anyway,
think it was the first map actually of the night. So spawning in the upper right hand corner, we have our red Zerg down 0-1. We have Team Bear Sloth's Truage. And then spawning in the bottom left, we have Purge, who is one win away from advancing to duke it out with Nkazi.
for the
All
final spot.
inspirations Purge.
Yeah, unfortunately, True Edge is on his last life. Almost. He's got. If he drops this map, unfortunately, he is eliminated from the CSL, and he has to requalify next season. But I've got a feeling, just by the way he played last game, if he just executes a few minor things differently, it's a totally different ball game.
Yeah.
I feel like with this map, it is a bit easier to see the. I'm just gonna go run with game one for example, the Immortal Sentry all in. It's a lot easier to see it, a lot easier to surround it
Yeah.
on Expedition Lost than it is on Overgrowth. On Overgrowth, you just got all the weird stuff in the center of the map that you just can't really get the true full surround. Unlike here on Expedition Lost, you could get a decent surround.